Hi, Scone Mason here. One of the keys to the survival of religion over time has been the indoctrination of the young. When dogma is embedded at an early age, it is much more likely to remain embedded throughout someone's life, especially if they never look into the reasons why they believe what they do. Most adults do not think about the fact that a lot of what they believe philosophically is just what they were told as children, usually by someone they trusted. If a religionist mother expresses fear of death and a lifelong desire to please God, her child will learn that these things are important, and their emotional and psychological whole will be transferred from parent to child from so early that an adult probably can't remember the first time they were told about God and religion. It takes disillusionment, curiosity, and knowledge to shake loose this type of proactive learning. It is not always easy, and the person must desire to know the reasons behind the beliefs that they have never decided upon for themselves, beliefs that just seem to have always been there. There are many myths that we are told as a child that we carry with us to adulthood, with the assumption that they are facts simply because they are things that date to our childhoods, and we seem to always have known them. This information can be completely false, having been debunked repeatedly, but people cling to it because it is comforting to trust knowledge that seems to have always been there and was reinforced by, say, their loving grandparents, their loving parents, their family. People love ancient wisdom. The idea that knowledge dates from the distant and mysterious mists of the past has a romantic and nostalgic attraction. Most of the time, this nostalgia can supersede logic. In the Methodist Church, in which religion was introduced to me as a child, there is Sunday school, which is a class you are dropped off at before or after the main service with the sermon, and I honestly don't remember if it was before or after, only that I hated the idea of school on Sunday. Most American churches have a similar version of this type of thing, in which particular Bible stories or ideas are presented in detail and discussed among the youth to give them a chance to talk about their indoctrination while undergoing it. There is a hilarious episode of The Simpsons in which Bart is in Sunday school, and he starts asking the Sunday school teacher questions like, will his dog be in heaven? Answer, no. Now, heaven is only for people. And if a guy loses his leg, does he get it back in heaven? Answer, for the last time, Bart, yes. The teacher's exasperation is hilarious because the writers on The Simpsons know that there is always that one smart-ass kid in Sunday school whom, like Bart, keeps asking these things to catch the Sunday school teacher off guard. Because that smart-ass kid suspects that the Sunday school teacher doesn't really know what heaven is like, or even if there is a heaven. But that teacher is entrusted with confirming faith in these children and will never admit to not having an answer. Because that's the bill of goods religion is selling, that it has the answer to everything. Here's what's wrong with you, and here is the solution. You just have to do what we say and keep those coffers full, and you are redeemed. In church, we were never allowed to ask the minister questions during the sermon, even though I had many, so my philosophical revenge was always taken out on the Sunday school teacher. Some of them were better than others at fielding my questions. Some had definite ideas about what heaven offered, which of course said more about them than they realized. I had begun reading about archaeology and astronomy, and one of my favorite things to bring up in class was that the stars we see in the sky are actually the light from stars that left their destinations thousands, even millions of years ago. And the light is just reaching us. The star itself could have exploded long ago, but we see it as it was when the light was first given off. Given that, I would ask things like, how far away is heaven? And if it takes light millions of years to get here from a star, how long does it take to get to heaven? Some teachers smiled and seemed to be genuinely delighted that I would take such an interest in the minute details of religion, and spoke of the wonder of youth or some such platitude. Little did any of them know, or perhaps they did, that I was actually assembling the knowledge and evidence I needed to let go of religion permanently. At age 12, I sat down with my mother. who gave me honest answers to my questions. I asked her, "Are we really supposed to believe that Jesus rose from the dead, or is that just a story?" She said, "We're supposed to really believe he rose from the dead." I thought about that, and I said, "I don't think anyone can come back from the dead." She didn't say anything. Then I asked, "How do we know there's a God?" She said, "We don't really know for sure. We have faith that there is." I said, "I'm not sure I believe in God." That was the first time my growing disbelief ever crossed my lips. And when I heard myself say the words, I felt a rush of emotion and adrenaline that many might describe as a spiritual feeling. It was in fact my mind taking hold, crossing a border into adulthood. I was thinking for myself. With a great sense of epiphany, I said, "In fact, I don't believe it. I don't believe in God." It was joyful. All my doubts and questions and attempts to figure out all the things about religion that seemed to contradict themselves, and the fact that the most religious people I knew were not the nicest people I knew, in fact, often the opposite, and how it sounded like everyone was just afraid of God and afraid of dying, were all laid to rest. I was free. Emotion welled up in me, and my mother could see it in my eyes and hear it in my voice. And to show what a great mother I have, and my great father went along with it as well, she said, "You don't have to go to church anymore." Surprised and pleased, I said, "I don't?" And she said, "No, I guess you're an atheist." "An atheist," I said with glee. "I'm an atheist!" I felt special. I felt grown up. I felt smart, and I felt free. I had made a discovery on my own that would stand as the doorway to my adulthood and a lifetime of intellectual curiosity. I couldn't wait to tell everyone, which introduced me to another aspect of being an adult that I wasn't aware of yet, and that was intolerance and prejudice based on my dissension. I did tell my 9-year-old sister, "I'm an atheist." "I'm an atheist." She said, "What's that?" And I said, "I don't believe in God. Mom says I don't have to go to church anymore." "Mom," my sister hollered, "Sean says he doesn't have to go to church anymore." My mother patiently sat down with my sister and explained that we don't have to go to church if we don't want to, that we should want to go and believe. She also said, "You're 9, so you're going." After that, I couldn't believe how cool it was to be an atheist. No more church, no more Sunday school, no more confusion, no more trying to believe something I knew I didn't believe. I could sleep in on Sunday and enjoy a full day off. It was wonderful. What I did not realize was that I was letting myself in for a possible argument with nearly everyone I met in life, percentage-wise. But I never regretted my decision for a moment. I was free. Well, this is Scone signing off. I'll see you next time. Thank you.